Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Maverick Baking. Welcome back to another chocolate review, one that is long overdue, but something this week caught my eye so much that I just could not resist, much to the dismay of my bank account. We are talking about the Lindt Tokyo style chocolate. Who knew this was a thing? Not me. But we're taking clearly the long, too long phase, fad, trend, virality of the Dubai chocolate, even with the same colouring on the packaging, and combining it with the absolutely unstoppable matcha trend of the last few years to make something that vaguely resembles chocolate. We're going to be trying their Tokyo style chocolate with matcha and strawberry. We're also going to be trying two brand new flavours of the Lindt Lindor truffles, being matcha, unsurprisingly, and sakura, or cherry blossom. And honestly, while the kind of recent Lindt product reviews we've done regarding the Dubai chocolate may have not been the most positive, Lindt have a kind of special talent for sometimes doing things wonderfully and sometimes doing things terribly. I don't know which way we're going to go today, folks, so I'm quite excited. I think what we are going to do first, while I have a nice clean palette, is get into just what the heckety heck these cherry blossom truffles are going to taste like. You might be wondering why I have such bougie packaging for them. I believe these are also available in like full-size packs. I'm not actually sure, but online, because I wasn't able to get to a physical shop this week, the only way to purchase these new flavors were inside this little gift ball, which honestly is quite cute. It's a little reusable metal tin. What I'll use it for afterwards is a problem for the future. Let's talk about this chocolate. So the packaging is unsurprisingly a very kind of cherry blossom pink. These are both white chocolate based, and I believe that this very Shrek green Tokyo style chocolate will be similar, unlike the Dubai versions of which we had white, milk and dark. This is going to be very sweet and milky, I think. Let's get into it. I have never in my life tried anything cherry blossom flavoured. I have no idea what to expect from this, other than the fact that it's a cute little white truffle with the usual kind of signature nipple on top and a couple of little white speckles all over. Let's see how it is. Kind of feel like I'm eating strawberry ice cream. Kind of feel like I've just bitten into a Yankee Candle. The overwhelming flavour is sugar, is white chocolate, is that kind of milky, almost oily, buttery vanilla flavour. You then have this immediate like berry sweetness. I don't know if they've added berry flavouring to it. I don't know if they've added specifically cherry flavouring. And then there's just this kind of underlying floral thing. I'll admit I've never tried anything cherry blossom flavoured, at least in memory. And as a first impression, that's not bad. It's light, fruity, summery, overwhelmingly sweet, and leaves that kind of famously oily Lindor texture in your mouth, but that's to be expected, you know. And honestly, I think that kind of oily consistency that the kind of filling has does lend itself better to white chocolate treats than it does to the darker the milk ones, because it fits a bit better. You know that when you're picking this up, you're not about to have a luscious cocoa tasting experience. You're eating a wee sweetie, you know. Not unpleasant. I don't know if anyone outside of sakura enthusiasts would be able to tell me what that flavour was if they were just blindly taste it. You might guess something like strawberries and cream. At an absolute push, you might guess a floral flavour, but really it's quite a gentle flavour, very, very subtle, but not unpleasant. Would I rush to buy this particular flavour again over others? Maybe not, but it's certainly not unpleasant, even if it's nothing to write home about. There's absolutely no lingering flavour in my mouth whatsoever, and I will probably eat these without even thinking about it. So it only feels correct to give these an absolutely slap bang in the middle of the road 3 out of 5. Shall we move on to a slightly more divisive flavour? It wouldn't be Beyonce's year of 2026 if we weren't talking about matcha. I do like the colouring of this particular matcha truffle. How matcha-y it will be, we're about to find out. So we open up and see almost exactly the same thing, a little white, off-white sphere with the signature nipple. Absolutely no hint from appearance, from smell, what we can expect from this. Let's see how it tastes. It definitely hits you with that, if I may, grassiness to begin with. That herbal green tea flavour hits you the second you bite into it. Definitely a more decisive flavour than our pink pal beforehand. And it mellows out almost immediately. Again, The lingering flavor is sweetness, is white chocolate, is that buttery kind of sensation that these truffles give you. The matcha hits and then mellows out. I don't dislike that, to be honest. It's giving a creamy vanilla matcha latte kind of thing. You know, something sweet, but with that very attractive kind of vibrant green color that it has. It tastes like a kind of matcha dessert rather than a cup of, you know, the good stuff made with the big fancy whisk thing. I think this is something matcha lovers would enjoy. It might be difficult for those who really, really hate that kind of grassy flavor, but for fence sitters like myself, that's also been quite a pleasant experience. So while it might not be the strongest, while it might not be the most popular flavor, or it might last for a few years in popularity before fizzling out, much like the flavor, I would give that one a 4 out of 5. I'd be happy to eat that again. But let's move on to what is intriguing me the most about today's discourse. We're talking about the Tokyo style chocolate now. The packaging is almost identical to the Dubai chocolate bar that came out a few months ago, which was a similar £10 price point for 145 grams of chocolate. Is very expensive. For the amount of other stuff going on in here, for the fact this is a huge mainstream brand and very widely available, €10 is expensive. I don't know how much it costs in the UK, in the US, and Australia. If you're watching from other parts of the world and you've seen it, do let me know. Let's get annoyed together. Today we are talking about white chocolate with matcha powder. 2% matcha powder, but that's what's going to give it this kind of iconic green color, which is filled with almonds, strawberries, matcha, and toasted brown rice, which they describe as crispy genmai, which, forgive me for the butchering of the pronunciation there, which I believe is a kind of sweet tea that is a combination of green tea and brown rice in Japan. Why they decided to go for strawberry in here, I don't actually know. They could have gone for a matcha vanilla, they could have gone for just matcha. So interesting to see how much it kind of translates in terms of color and in terms of flavor too. Getting in, there is absolutely no denying that that is a matcha chocolate bar. Look at that color. That is an absolute Shrek green. And there's an immediate, slightly artificial strawberry flavor coming through. Ingredients-wise, we're expecting very little in the way of actually being able to call this chocolate. We're dealing with sugar, cocoa butter, milk powder, 8% almonds, more milk powder, this time skimmed, butter extracts, desiccated coconut in here too, probably also to pad things out, powdered cream, wheat flour, emulsifiers, vegetable oils, flavorings. It's chocolate adjacent, let's say. Getting in, we can see that this is an overwhelmingly green experience. Not the most appetizing of colors in a dessert. It's giving, you know, pea soup, but let's see how it is. I am fairly confident that if you put this in someone's mouth when they were blindfolded and asked them to tell you what it was, they wouldn't have the foggiest. They would not have a clue. That has absolutely no defining flavor whatsoever other than cereal and artificial strawberry and sugar, a lot of sugar. The texture could be best described as mush. The only crunchy things you arrive at are those toasted pieces of brown rice, which taste like a cereal bar, like one of the ones for grown-ups, or Kinder Cereali. Really strong flavor, which is then, I don't even want to say paired with or accompanied by. It's just sat there beside this overwhelming artificial strawberry flavor. It doesn't taste like strawberries in their sweetness or in their acidity. This tastes like saccharine perfume in a white chocolate bar that doesn't taste like white chocolate because you can't taste any vanilla. The matcha is completely absent, especially after having had one of these in which the matcha flavor was immediate, even if it did mellow out. I can't detect matcha whatsoever here. I taste cereal and fake strawberry. What on earth? Oily, mushy, creamy, but more oily than creamy, sugary consistency that it leaves in your mouth with the very, very occasional punctuation of a piece of toasted brown rice. I have no idea who the tasting group for this were, but they're clearly not matcha fans. Am I saying it's disgusting? I don't actually think so. In terms of the price, yes. firmly. In terms of the flavour, will I finish it? Yeah, because it's here. But I feel like it's something I'm going to need to put in the fridge even just to give the exterior chocolate a bit more consistency. And it's not even particularly warm here yet, folks. If these things can hold up their shape with 20 degrees outside, then this definitely can. Would I buy it again? Absolutely not. I would actively advise you not to buy it unless you have 10 euros just burning a hole in your pocket and a curiosity that cannot be quelled, because otherwise there is truly nothing to recommend here. It's not giving Lindt, it's not giving Japanese flavors whatsoever. It's not giving even the texture or the vibe or anything of an East Asian dessert. It tastes nothing like matcha. It tastes like things that it shouldn't really taste like, and I don't understand anything. That is an absolutely, disappointingly 1 out of 5. But today's been interesting. To say the absolute least, today has been interesting, today's been surprising, today's been disappointing, but also not. I do enjoy the colour contrast. Green and pink together are a big yes from me. But this could be much more Japanese, this could be much more delicious, and it could be much more affordable. So for that, folks, if you have seen or tried any of these, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm always curious to see what you think. And that's all I have time for today. Thank you so much as always for watching, and I will see you for the next one.